late this year, starting late always, apparently. Okay, give me a second because I need to feed my girl. She didn't eat earlier. Okay. Sí, cuchara, ¿verdad? Okay, I'm back. Start with everything. Okay, this right now I'm just going to do something. Start of a new year, start of many things. So I'm gonna do this. I've been planning to do this since last year, but I haven't actually done it. And it's a list of all the things I have to publish. I have many things to do actually. One is my check on my social network and find a software, an app, which I can share all at the same, because I mean, like, having the video, waiting, this is streaming, waiting for it to be saved, and then share it into my 3 different X accounts, because yes, I have 3 accounts. I need to choose if I'm gonna keep the 3 or not. It's a lot of work. And then do the same with writing, with spelling. Why do I say spelling? With other pages I have. It's a lot of work. So I need to find a software that let me do it at once. But right now, let's start with this. I wonder if there is a format that may help me. And this is, I'm gonna start with the writing planations, because of course I love writing, and you know I already have at least 3 different scripts or plots that I need to develop, but I also have a WordPress page that I haven't had any chance to upload anything, and if it wasn't bad enough, I have it in English and Spanish, so I need to write for both, make the translation from the articles I do. Many of them are still in English only, so I need to change them to Spanish, and I have a few in Spanish that I need to translate to English, so it's a lot. So I'm gonna try to put here what I have to write, It's not gonna be a calendar. It's not gonna have a specific date for everything. I just want to have the list of everything I'm writing, and then I'm gonna paste it, print it, and paste it on my on uh, on my agenda or somewhere like this, or maybe I just buy an agenda. I don't know. So let's see first. WordPress. I have English and Spanish. Supposedly I have to have both, but and this is already one. Again, I'm just writing the ideas. I may change the order later when I find a better organization, because right now what I don't want is to forget what I need to do during the year. This first one is going to be like what I do every Tuesday, the explanation of how to plan the story, how to develop the character with all the mistakes I do. Actually, writing ideas is first, then planning a story. Again, I'm just gonna write what I need, and then I'm gonna change it. Okay, as you know, this is already. Give me a second. Okay, as you know, I usually have, or what I have been doing with my writing, you remember, is I start with how to create an idea. We can have ideas from any time, any moment, when we are in the queue of the movies or buying chicken. We can have a lot of ideas, but not all of them are going to make a story. Some are going to be only funny scenes, and it's good to have them written down. But some are going to be really interesting stories, but you need then to choose which is going to be where, which are stories, which are just scenes. Then you need to plan the story, if it is a love story, a drama, a thriller, anything. The events and the order of events. It doesn't need to be very strict. That's why I have reviewing and editing. Once you have all the most important thing, designing the character, the backgrounds, etc., By the way, designing characters. And lore, because sometimes we are working on fictional word. Well, every word is fictional. So you already know what you have, who are your characters, where are they settled, in a city, in a countryside, and the lore, you know all this. You write your first plot that can be linear. It doesn't need to have anything as fast forward or back forward, anything like that actually. Well, you don't need anything like that at the first plot. What you want on the first plot is just to have the story from the beginning to the end and everything in between. So you have then a reviewing when you are actually going to decide if you like that order. Maybe you consider some things are not important. Maybe you can change order, start by the ending, or anything as you decide. And of course, since this is going to be on WordPress, it's going to be both in English and Spanish. So reviewing and editing. Second draft. And that's gonna be my personal experience, because I'm gonna try to send some novels to different publishers. So this part is going to be like a blog, a personal blog, where I'm gonna tell you how I sent the novel. It's a novel I have had for a few years now. It's all registered, everything. I only haven't had the guts to send them to some different editorials, some publisher houses. But I already have some directions, emails on publishing houses where I think I can send it. I just need to do it. And this is going to be like a diary, a blog. So I will be telling you from time to time when I have some information. And this is going to be part of my WordPress. You can see this is mostly what we have been doing, or I have been doing here every Tuesday. Hello, spectator who is there, and happy holidays. Hope you had a good, you have a great year and you had some great parties. So as I was saying, this is going to be like part of what I usually do here. All of this is part of what I do, but luckily it's going to be clearer. So next Tuesday when I come here to Twitch, bless you, honey, is going to have some of this, but clearer. So that's for WordPress. Twitch, as you remember, Tuesday is writing, Friday is drawing. I'm probably going to change some of the order, some of the time schedule, because I've been thinking that I finish a class at 9 and it's from home, so maybe it will be easier for me to start from 9 to 10 the streaming, because most of the time at 9 I start cleaning, I take a shower. Now that my child is on vacations, I I'm playing with her, etc. And I forgot. I totally forgot. That's why these last weeks I haven't streamed anything because I totally forgot. So I'm probably going to move it 1 hour earlier. So I don't have this problem that I'm I lost focus. But again, Tuesday is still writing. I'm going to write on Tuesday only, and on Friday is drawing. As I said, it's going to be a lot of this, and this isn't for the whole year. This is probably going to be like 2 months maximum. So for starting is something. Again, this is just a plan for the year, but it's not that force or that unchangeable or something. It's just like the ideas I'm having right now. So Tuesday comic writing. So I'm gonna leave to Twitch for a moment. I'm going to write here, to add here another page. When I'm writing, so for example, I have a novel, as you know, or I think I have said, that is Mooncamp. I'm stuck with chapter 8 again. I'm stuck. Comics and Dojin fan fiction. And I'm doing this as columns because these are the most ideas. If the spectator is who I think, you know which doujin I'm thinking here. It's a doujin, and I think I have to talk about this here once. It's a doujin about Powerpuff Girls. Oh, by the way, I haven't read Powerpuff Girls doujin, but this is a story. I already have most of the ideas. I just need to check it and decide the ending. Oh my god. I know how I wanted to finish. I just can't imagine the fight scene. That's the problem. How to get from the point I leave it to the final fight. But well, as much as doujin and fanfiction, I think is the only one I have right now. Chance, because this is the novel I'm gonna send, but it's already in Spanish. I need to work on the English version too. And speaking of plotting and planning, this is another novel, a more formal novel, if you want to say it like that, that I only know I know what I want it to be like, but I still need to plan exactly what I said before. Decide all of the characters, all of the events, etc. I'll talk about that on another moment. So as much as it is from comics, I have, oh, by the way, I have two visual novels I want to work. I think you already know this one, and this is another short story that I'm gonna work my board. I'm gonna work as visual novel because it was also very short comic. I already have the ideas. I just, and you can say I have the script because it's not, it's a, I wanna try not to use a single word with this, but Since the first moment I was working on it, I noticed that I don't want it to be a comic like with the panels, but only one panel by page. I think it's gonna work as a visual novel. So that's it. For comics, I have Bullet. That is a twisted. I need to work on this. I have many comics that I already have written, but I need to check them. Yes, I have one with furries. It doesn't even have a name. I need to write it. And here I could only copy paste all of the stories I have on my notebooks on OneNote. There are many stories I need to work. Some are short stories, some are longer, so I think I can work them, because it's not as if I'm going to publish all of them this year. I may publish, if I focus, I may have Bullet and Love is a Twisted Road by the end of the year, and the visual novel of the Tree of Happiness, and that's as much as I think I can have. Focusing, having my time for work, etc. Because remember, I don't work on this. I don't get paid for this. So I think I can work on all of this. And the others, the idea is to keep checking on them, seeing what I can work, what can I write, changing some characters. The next story I'm this one, I already have the story. Again, I haven't decided some of the facts that take to the situation, and I'm not in a hurry, so I'm just writing them here so I can remember to check them, see what I can change, and well, work on it. Speaking of which, I have an RPG too, which I don't remember the names. I have the first chapter of this, but I haven't had the courage to write the next part. I have some pathetic names, title for this. Sorry, I don't have this in English. Or at least I don't remember if I have it in English. I have the first chapter, maybe the second, but there are a few things I may write here too. And I think that's the most of it. Finally, social media, which I can't move until it. And I have to write social media still upon the exam. As you can imagine, here I have all the social media. I'm gonna write here all the social media. I need to decide which ones I'm going to keep and why. For example, these are for advertising. And there are other social media for publishing. And the last social media that is for the possibility of getting paid. Which is different. As you can imagine, the very first one here is Patreon. And here, the three of them, Buy Me a Coffee and Ko-fi, I found them, someone suggested them as an alternative to Patreon. I don't remember why they suggest them, but I have checked them. These two, they have the difference that they don't allow, especially Ko-fi doesn't allow, well, sensible topics. But they have the same idea. You publish, you give them some prices for supporting you, and you have some other that are free, so that's for advertising. People get to know you, see the options. You know that maybe you publish one page every month, one page of the comic or the novel every week, but does that pay you, that support you in Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, Ko-fi, etc., they can have earlier access, or they can have extra images that other people won't see if you watch them on Facebook, etc. Which actually, remember, Facebook, I have two pages of Facebook, my personal page that I need to decide if I'm gonna keep using for this, and Facebook that was supposed to be for selling and all that, so I have to check it. Because again, I need to decide what I'm going to publish, especially in each of them. My Facebook teacher workshop was the idea of having the choice, the option to publish and sell, but maybe I'm too lazy to change from one account to another. So I need to decide what I'm gonna do here. So I have Twitter, I have 3 accounts with Twitter. The chocolate berry is the one I want to use for all the sensitive sexual topics. Ticia de 10 is in general love stories, cute stories, just pictures, etc. And the other, I don't remember the name, but I'm probably going to keep it as a personal one. I don't even remember the name. So I have Facebook, personal workshop, Ticia, and of course Twitch. Twitch is mostly like here. With novel and with comic. That they just changed the name. I don't remember the name right now. Wattpad. I haven't shown anything. I haven't checked one page. I had images. Okay. The comic was bad, and I need to check on Coolmix. I like it, the comics here. Most of them you can also read them in webcomic, but I need to check on Tapas. I think I have Tapas, but I haven't published anything yet. Oh, by the way, I have here do comic strip that I also need to review again. So I think right now this is all. YouTube and Twitch. YouTube should be here. Of course, Twitch and YouTube have the same chances. If you get a lot of people watching them, you can get paid for advertising, or you may even get the chance to make it private. So they're both for publishing and for getting paid. So I'm gonna write them twice here. And this is also, as I said, because I need to clear everything. I need to find some which is better, if only keep Twitch and then send to YouTube, start different ones, start podcast. I don't know. I need to check all this, because also it needs to be only something I can do on my free time. The next part is actually to make the agenda and write what I'm gonna do every day. Oh, by the way, I have it right here. Essays. My essays are usually in Spanish, and they're usually about feminism, so I have a lot here. But okay, it's almost 11. I know it was only half an hour, more or less. I almost didn't come, but finally I decided to share this organization with you. As always, if you have any ideas, if you would say do it anything differently, go ahead. I'm all ears. In the meanwhile, I wish you an excellent 2024. Lots of wishes, lots of blessings, and lots of success on anything you do. Goodbye.